Hello, Mr. Esler. This is Hal Jacobs, PGA professional at Worcester Country Club. Just reviewing our lesson from Friday, April 8th, 2011. Here you are at the beginning of the lesson, and just go over a couple things. We did a little bit of setup work. I'm going to bring up some other guys, about your size, starting with Stuart Appleby. You could see that your club, if I drew a line up your club, it kind of goes right into your hands, and the angle from your hands right here. They're not a whole lot different. When you look at a guy like Stuart Appleby, you can see how different his golf club and his hands are. We'll look at some other players. Here you go. You have Steve Elkington. You can see his hands are a little bit closer to his body, and the angle between the club and his hands are a little bit different. Mark O'Meara is a little bit closer to you, but his back is just a little bit rounded over. Remember, we talked about the S curve. And it's not an awful problem to have. I just think that it needs to be fairly straight. I'd like to see him more like Stuart Appleby, since you obviously have the flexibility for it. You can see, especially in this portion of the back, that how good that looks, as opposed to a little bit of an S curve. It's going to make it a little tougher to turn. Here's Tiger Woods back in 2004 when he was playing really well. You can see, that is it's just straight. And if you wanted to see his arm angle, you're talking quite a bit different than yours in terms of the angle. So take a look. You have the golf ball here off the toe. I'm going to bring up, we changed your setup a little bit. Here you are a little bit later in the lesson. So let me take off all these lines, and you could tell the difference. You're still a little bit of an S curve, but not way better. At the end of the lesson, your hands are a little bit closer. A lot of good stuff there. And let's just take a look towards the end of the lesson so you can understand where some of those hooks come from. Here's obviously your swing plane. I'm going to put a couple lines up here. And let's take a look. The club comes a little bit. Actually, this is the beginning of your lesson. The club comes quite a bit inside, and you do a great job of recovering. It's close as you start to come down, but you can see how underneath the golf club is to that blue line, and how your hands are way out here. If I brought up another guy, let's see, if we take Tiger, for example. I'm just going to give you a kind of look at what Tiger looks like. So here's Tiger as he takes the golf club back. He's actually a little bit above that line. And if we bring you back to the beginning of your golf swing, and you see how you're underneath that line as we get up to here. And he's actually above it. Ideally it would be perfect, but below it's going to cause that hook that dreaded hook that you were talking about. So let's take a look at Tiger as he gets up to the top. You can see why he generates so much power, because he's got so much coil. His hands are so much, and here you are. You're at the top of your golf swing, right about there. So take a look at a couple things. Remember, we talked about the club being too low. If I drew a line on your arm, ideally the line is going to come down your forearm and be parallel to your swing plane. That makes it really easy for you to hit the ball straight. You can see your forearm here is not parallel to the swing plane. His club is just off his shoulder. So that's kind of what we worked on. We worked on getting the club a little bit more on the right track, not coming so much from the inside. And see right here how far your hands are away from your body as Tiger comes down to the golf ball. Let's go just one. So you could see if I took away all of the line, his little window, and when I say window, I'm talking about right here of air, is not much as compared to your little window. You're not far off. We moved closer to the golf ball. I think we need to get your swing, a little bit more on a better plane. And, we worked on a couple things. We moved the tee height down. Don't forget the tee height we moved down in order to hit a little lower shots, especially as you go off to Ireland. So if you have any questions, feel free to flag me down, give me an email, or talk to me in the shop. Hope all's well. Hope this is a good reminder for you, and we'll see you out there on the golf course.